Hello, everybody. My name is Scotty. I'm one of your hosts of the Diving Deep podcast, and I'm here today with John Bird. John, how are you doing?
I'm doing great today. Scotty, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good myself. Now, today, we're here to talk about Calling Skull Island 2017, after we covered Godzilla 2014 last week, and we'll be covering King of the Monsters next week as we prepare for Godzilla vs. Kong. John, how are you feeling today about Kong Skull Island?
My God, did I love watching it? And let me tell you, this has been like, it's got to be in the tens now of how many times I've watched this movie.
Really? This was my second time watching it, and I had a blast, just like I did the first time. The first time I watched it, me and my friends had just gotten off Xbox at like 12:30, but I wasn't tired, so I put on this movie, and I'll tell you right now, it's just as good at 2 p.m. as it is at 2 a.m.
Amen.
So, other than Kong Skull Island, last night was the WandaVision series finale. Spoiler alert, it's probably going to be brought up a couple times throughout the episode, so if you have not seen the WandaVision series finale, go do that and come back to the episode. But John, what did you think?
Oh my God, it was insane. Insane. I still loved the ending. I don't get why people were like, because I watched it with my family at night, so I didn't see what everyone else did, but on TikTok, I saw a bunch of people getting really mad, and like on news things, people getting mad about it, like because their theories weren't coming true.
People set their expectations too high. The show has always, since day one, the time it was officially announced at San Diego Comic-Con 2019, Kevin Feige, Elizabeth Olsen, and Paul Bettany talked about how this show is about how the most powerful human on Earth deals with suppressed trauma and grief, and how Wanda progresses into the Scarlet Witch. That's what this show has always been about. Yes, it transitions into the multiverse of madness, but that does not mean it's a show about the multiverse. That does not mean that Reed Richards and Doctor Strange and Mephisto and Nightmare and everyone is going to show up. It does not mean that Evan Peters is playing Quicksilver. I gotta admit, that kind of broke my heart a little. But it's not relevant. That's not the point of the show. They told the story they wanted to, and I applaud them for that, instead of going down the rabbit hole of cameos and a ton of other stuff that really would take away from how powerful this show is.
Mm-hmm. I think I saw one theory, because I think people are still trying to hold on to the...
Doctor Strange is the bunny.
Yeah, that thing.
I hate that theory so much.
What was it? Joe Boner, or whatever his name
Ralph?
is. Yeah, Ralph Boner. I think people were saying that he still is Quicksilver, but
yes,
under
I'm seeing that
protection.
too. Yeah, I do like the theory that is Jimmy Woo's person who was under witness protection, because that name sounds so made up.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's Quicksilver. I just think it's a random guy under witness protection.
Yeah, I think so too. It's sad though.
Yeah, I gotta admit, it is sad. But other than that, this episode is perfect.
Indeed.
It is emotional. It is exhilarating, endearing. Everything you could ever want from a grand finale, this episode delivers.
When the kids go.
Oh my God. And what makes it even sadder is that Billy is a telepath. He can read people's minds, so he knew it was happening.
Oh, God.
That breaks my heart even further. And then as the two of them are just waiting for Vision to be devoured by the Hex. But what happened to White Vision?
Yeah, that's a very interesting point, because he got all the memories back, and then he went whoosh, and then I was like confused, because I was like, where is he? And then I thought maybe he died, but then I was like, asked my dad, and my dad said, no, he didn't die. So where did he go?
I don't think he's going to be a big player going forward, but I do think he will show up at least one more time. You know, I think Paul Bettany is 95% done with the MCU. He's ready to move on, which sucks, because the character just got reinvented in this show. I always thought Vision was kind of meh before, but this show really propelled him probably to like my 10th or 11th favorite character. But yeah, he was really good in the show, and I'm gonna miss the Vision that we do know. And even though I do think the White Vision will still occasionally pop up.
You think he'll get like a paint job or something? Look like the other Vision?
I don't think so, because the colors come from like the cartilage and the vibranium that the original Vision is made out of. In this, I don't think that the white Vision is made out of vibranium. It is still some very strong metal, but I don't think he's the same material, so I think he'll stay as White Vision if he even shows up again.
Mm-hmm. I like that little mental battle they had.
Yeah, the ship of Theseus.
Beautiful.
And how he unlocks the White Vision's emotions, and you see his eyes become human. He gets normal human teeth. It's pretty powerful stuff.
Mm-hmm. I thought he was gonna kill himself when he said "I am Vision," because you know how he said he
take
was
himself
gonna...
offline.
Yeah, or something like that.
That would have been cool.
It's sad. Vision.
Now you saw both post-credit scenes, right?
Yeah.
The boys are alive. Now, do you think they're in the multiverse or they're gonna do a resurrection story?
I think
the resurrection. Yeah, that's what I think too. But the resurrection of Wiccan and Speed is a very prolific thing in the comics. So I don't know if that is the route they're going down, but I do believe it just makes more sense for it to be multiverse, because we know about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which Scarlet Witch is showing up in. So
also, when you see her get making tea and stuff like that, is that kind of the same magic from Doctor Strange of where they pushed him out of
remember
body thing?
Yeah, when he leaves his body. Remember when he fights the guy in the hospital, in their astral forms or whatever, and then there's the scene where him and the Ancient One have that conversation outside of their bodies. I assume it's something like that, but she's reading the evil book.
Yeah, and so she's also walking in the real world.
I think she's going down a dark path, and I won't be shocked if she is the villain of Multiverse of Madness, or at least one of them. So I could see her, she's been studying this evil book, and she's so desperate to get her children back that she just breaks even further than she did in this show. Because it's not like we had any resolution to her character, really. There's still a lot of Wanda's story left to tell, and I think it could, at least partially, the 75% or 80% checkpoint is her breaking and going evil, at least for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's gonna be broken for a while, but
the new suit is so good. It reminds me of Magneto's suit from X-Men Apocalypse. I don't know if that was done intentionally, or if it was a nod to her parents in the comics, but it's a really great suit. Probably top 3 MCU suits. I think my favorite is still Captain America, the stealth suit from the Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah, that's
number 2 is Spider-Man's red and blue suit, and then this is number 3.
Mm-hmm. My favorite suit is the Night Monkey suit. Can't go wrong with a little Night Monkey every night.
Speaking of monkey, Kong Skull Island.
Kong Skull Island. Oh, perfect segue. See that?
I know, right?
Unintentional, but intentional at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I love this movie. I think it suffers from the same problem Godzilla does. I think the screenplay is a little weak, and some of the characters feel forgettable, but this movie, I think, has much stronger characters as a whole.
Yeah.
Which brings it that step above Godzilla, and the action is so much better in this one, too.
Beautiful.
I feel like this movie also pushes the limit of what a PG-13 movie could be. That scene where Chapman just gets devoured and the blood splatters everywhere. I did not see that coming. And then there's the stuff with the guy who gets the thing shoved all the way through his mouth. Mm-hmm. And the guy who gets his arm ripped off, and when Rhonda gets devoured by the thing and you watch it go down his throat. It's pretty dark for a PG-13 movie.
It is. It's pretty. I was surprised to see some of the things that I saw, but I guess in some older PG-13 movies, I kind of saw some of this stuff. But in a nowadays age PG-13 movie, it's unheard of to see a lot of these. I'm pretty sure if you show it decapitation, that used to make it R or something like that. But wait. Oh no!
I thought decapitation was a rated R thing, but then they decapitated Thanos in Endgame, so it must be how graphic it is, or because you only see Thanos' head go like that. You don't see the head afterwards, and you don't really see any more of it other than just Thor cutting his neck. So I guess it's how they portray the decapitation, but yeah.
I think Thor could have cut off Thanos' arm.
He did.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
In that thing, I think he could have cut it off, like when he had the gauntlet, or like Iron Man could have taken one of the stones, which probably would have only stopped Thanos for like a little bit of time. But like, doesn't the gauntlet not go to full power if there's not all the stones? I mean, it still is.
That is a good point. I think Tony would have survived if he took like one stone, but obviously he wouldn't have been able to decimate Thanos' entire army if
true.
he brought 5,
And
or
I feel
if
like
he didn't have all 6.
if you were to take one stone, you'd probably have to take the time stone. Otherwise, he would use the time stone to like turn it back, and then take it from you again, and then kill you. I don't know, but I still think in the end, Tony would have had to have snapped. It's just kind of like, I guess, a little thought experiment.
As Doctor Strange said, it's the only way.
Way.
Can't wait to see more Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness. But yeah, I really like this movie. As I said, it does suffer from a few of the problems that Godzilla does, but a lot of the problems that Godzilla also suffers from, this movie is like 5 steps above.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the cinematography of this movie is beautiful.
Stunning.
Now, it's crazy because I believe the 2 best well-shot blockbusters of the decade came out in 2017. I think this is one of them. The cinematography of this and The Last Jedi are both 2017 movies that, regardless of what you think of them as movies, it's very difficult to not compliment the talent behind the camera and how they were able to present all the shots.
Like that shot from The Last Jedi, the Crete. Is that what the planet's called? What's the planet with the... Yeah, the white dust with the red underneath.
Yeah.
Like that, those scenes were just beautiful. Out of this world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this movie is so beautiful. I really like John C. Reilly's character. I think he's definitely the standout.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember his name, just like last time. No, it's Packard is Samuel L. Jackson. Conrad is Tom Hiddleston.
Conrad. Tom Hiddleston. Greatest action hero of all time. Could have easily been Thor, but...
Oh yeah, I forget that he auditioned for Thor too.
I don't think I would ever see him as Thor.
No.
He's
John C. Reilly was Hank Marlowe, right?
Good old Hank.
Good old Hank. No, he was really good. And I actually saw, originally, J.K. Simmons signed on as Packard, and Michael Keaton signed on as Marlowe. But they had to drop out, and we got Samuel L. Jackson and John C. Reilly to replace them.
Samuel L. Jackson, he can play a mean, good, bad guy, like, in any movie.
Mm-hmm. I'd argue that Packard is the true antagonist, at least, like, for the humans. Because, I mean, there's not really any other choice, but Kong is not the antagonist. The Skullcrawlers, definitely, but they only antagonize the humans in that one scene where Chapman gets devoured, and the other scene, like, where the guy where Cole, I think was, like, tries to destroy it with the bomb, but then it just... But other than that, the Skullcrawlers don't really interrupt the humans. The Skullcrawlers' main focal point is that fight against Kong. So
good old Kongy boy.
Big monkey.
We see him in the final fight evolve into his final form when he picks up that chain propeller thing and he destroys. He destroys.
He does destroy.
I don't know what else I was going with that, but he destroys.
Mm-hmm. I think the best scene in the movie is the one where they're in, like, the graves of Kong's parents, and, like, it goes green, everything's green, and, like, Tom Hiddleston takes the sword and, like, demolishes the flies. I don't even know what they were. But...
Yeah, those weird things that flew around and picked off people, and was like,
he went sicko mode, as the cool kids would say, in approximately 2019.
It's true. Travis Scott.
But yeah, but other than that is the best scene. There are so many other standouts. The last scene is very good. The stuff at the beginning, like, normally that would just be kind of boring exposition, but that's really good too. A lot of this movie is really good. I think they could have shaved off maybe 10 minutes or so. I think it's a little too long, but not nearly long enough to ruin at least part of the movie.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Also, John Goodman getting absolutely destroyed in this movie was probably the saddest thing I think I've ever seen.
I'd have to agree. But why didn't he try to run? He just accepted his fate and he barely even knew what was happening.
Yeah.
He just stops and then he gets devoured.
Wasn't it his idea to go?
Yeah, it was his idea to go, and he didn't tell the rest of the crew that monsters exist.
I forgot to tell you. It's I knew this was real, but I didn't want to tell any of you, but I knew it was real.
I needed you to come with me, so I kept information from you. Classic.
It is classic. It's a classic Jurassic World Park scenario.
Now, speaking of Jurassic Park, that's a movie I have not seen. I have not seen Jurassic Park.
How? It's beautiful.
I don't know.
Beautiful movie.
I've seen Jurassic World, the first one, but I have not seen any of the original three. I haven't seen Fallen Kingdom. And I do want to watch all of them because I hear Dominion is going to be pretty good. Apparently they shot 6 hours of footage for that. So,
whoa. All right.
I'm excited for that.
Let me tell you something. All right. First Jurassic Park movie, amazing. Doesn't really follow the book well, but cinematography wise, it's beautiful. Second movie, great sequel. Doesn't really follow the same, I guess, people. Great. Third one, you don't want, but it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's a Jurassic Park movie at this point. It's become a franchise. But then, once you get into the Jurassic World, both Jurassic World movies are great, I think.
Mm-hmm. I saw the first World. I thought it was pretty good. Not great, but I understand there's a little bit missing because I haven't seen any of the other ones.
It was nostalgia purpose, I guess, is most of the reason why it was amazing.
But no, yeah, I do really want to cover that eventually on the show because it'll be my first time watching.
Oh, yes.
Because everything we've done so far, other than WandaVision Episode 5, which is a single episode of television, I've seen everything. I've never gone into anything fresh. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with you, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, yeah.
Well, we're going into new stuff soon.
We're gonna watch Fight Club.
I haven't seen that either. But King of the Monsters next week. I have seen that. But then we're doing Falcon and Winter Soldier. And Justice League.
Oh.
And then Lizard versus Monkey.
Which is gonna be the greatest clash. The Clash of Titans. I feel like that should be the name. Have you ever seen that movie? Clash of Titans? It's it's pretty old. Mm-hmm. But it's Perseus and Medusa and stuff like that. It was pretty good, although Medusa's quite scary. I watched that when I was 5. I've never been more terrified of someone in my entire life.
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of movies I have seen, but there's a lot of classics that I haven't. It's just quite a shame. But going back to Marvel and how we're covering the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I'm so excited for that series. Before, in that hiatus where we knew nothing about anything Marvel was doing, or no, scratch that, last year when we were just in that gap of content, that was easily the show I was most excited for.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think it'll beat WandaVision in my opinion. I have since updated my ranking of the Marvel Studios projects, and I feel like you got to throw WandaVision in there, even though it's a TV show. It's my number one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anything will come close for a while. I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier will still be very good, and it'll be more the traditional stuff that we're used to seeing, which will be good. But I'm very excited for that one.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't done more things. I guess because WandaVision was an idea that they had that they probably wanted to do, but they didn't know if they could do it, how people would accept it. But now that they've seen that people not only have accepted it, but as you said, it's one of the greatest things Marvel's ever made. I think they might make more things like that, just diving into their characters.
Mm. Yeah, because I think They probably had this idea, like, to do something about these two characters, using them to their full abilities, probably relatively soon after they were introduced, but Phase 3 was all about, like, micromanaging every single detail to build up to Infinity War and Endgame, and you can't fit something like this in, and it also never would have worked as a movie. This is built for, it is built for TV, unlike The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is being described as, like, a 6-hour movie.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's something like WandaVision, you can only do that on TV. So they're presented with Disney Plus, the perfect tool to do it. And I'm really glad that they're going to take full advantage of Disney Plus to make these completely different projects. Like, we got this. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier looks relatively traditional, but it also is going to be like a spy thriller, which we haven't seen since The Winter Soldier. Loki just looks weird.
Yeah.
Like, just like WandaVision. I think it'll defy a lot of people's expectations. And then, you have, like, She-Hulk, which is going to be a lawyer comedy. You have Miss Marvel, which is going to be a high school teenager comedy. You have Hawkeye, which is going to be like a bow and arrow showcase, which I'm really excited for the Hawkeye show. And then you have just a ton of other stuff that I think maybe like Hawkeye and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier would work as movies, but the rest of them, they're truly taking advantage of what TV is giving to them.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. All these do you think any of them are going to get... I know WandaVision is not going to get like a season 2 because it's a mini series.
Yeah.
But do you think like one of them, like...
I'm pretty sure Loki season 2 is being written right now. I think I saw a report on that like last month or something, that they will do a season 2 of that. And I'm sure She-Hulk will do a season 2, because that's such like a format built for TV, like a comedy about about lawyers. I'm sure that'll get a season 2. But, WandaVision is done. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier will... If they continue that story, I could probably see it being in a movie. Because currently, early reports are suggesting that the hype for the Falcon and Winter Soldier is 200% what the hype was for The Mandalorian Season 2. So they're expecting big numbers from that. So I think if they'll continue that, it'll be a movie. But the rest of them, I think TV is where it's at.
Yeah. I don't know. They got some big things. Is Moon Knight going to be part of the same universe?
Yeah, Moon Knight is MCU. Oscar Isaac. Gonna be a banger time. I think that'll probably be one of the best shows they do, because how unique the character is with his associative personality disorder, I think.
Wait, I don't know anything about Moon Knight. Do you know, like, a lot about him?
I hate making this comparison, but to people who don't know him, I essentially say he's a schizophrenic Batman. So it's kind of like, have you seen Split?
Yeah.
The movie? Kind of like that, mixed with, like, Batman and Daredevil. Except he, like, takes orders from, like, an Egyptian god. Like, and the thing is, you never find out if this god is real. It's all just
in
him.
His head, possibly.
We don't know if it's in his head. We don't know if he's actually being called by this guy. It's trippy. That's really all I can say.
Wow, so that's going to be like a psychedelic detective TV show of some sort.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry, the sun is directly in my eyes. I need to adjust the curtains. Entertain the show.
All right. While Scotty is gone, I'd like to sponsor this episode with my body pillows that I've created. No, he's come back on.
All right, yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
So back to Big Monkey Movie.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the best part of it?
Monkey Movie? I guess the part that I really remember about this movie is, I don't know. I was gonna say, like, the boat when they're on the plane just floating down the river. That was a nice scene for me.
Agreed.
But I guess for action, it would probably have to be either the Kong's gravesite or the final fight, or maybe the first encounter.
Yeah, I really like the first encounter too.
Just a tree straight through the helicopter. That was awesome.
Yeah, I love that he can just pick up a tree from the ground, get rid of all its branches, and then just hit it like a baseball bat.
Beautiful. I wish I was Kong.
Same. Getting to live your own life, just on your own island. very, very rarely dealing with humans.
Mm-hmm. The only humans you have to deal with are the
locals.
Silent ones.
And it seems they have a respect for Kong, and they'll dive into that deeper in Godzilla versus Kong, because we know he has like that have you seen the trailer where he has like a connection with like the girl? So
yeah,
I assume we'll get a little more info on the tribe in that movie.
I hope, because they were pretty cool. All they did was stare at people.
I'm so excited for Godzilla vs. Kong. We're 25 days away.
Only 25? Wow.
Approaching soon. Big monkey movie. It's really good.
Yeah, I agree. John C. Reilly, like, who would have guessed? He would have just been there all along.
I know. I wish we got to see more of his relationship with the Japanese pilot, because, he describes how they became friends, but we don't really get to see that. There's the iconic rule in movies and TV, show not tell, and they did quite the opposite of that by only telling and not showing. Yeah. But I think we should have seen a little more of that character, just to dive into their relationship a little more. So when he takes the sword out from his grave, it's a more impactful moment.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And how did he die? I don't remember. Did they say how his friend died?
I think it was one of the skull crawlers, I believe.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Sad death.
And then I liked in the credits how you see him reuniting with his wife.
Oh, yeah.
And you see he's been there for 25 years. I think this movie takes place in 68.
Mm-hmm.
And
something.
Yeah, he's been there since 44. And John C. Reilly's only 55. And he's got a 25-year-old son who definitely looks younger than 25, but
mm-hmm.
Good stuff. I think we're both Team Kong all the way.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
Ride or die with Kong.
If he dies, I'm gonna ask for director cut version.
Release the Kong cut.
Yeah, the Kong.
We're getting the Snyder cut, so now we need the Kong cut.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I like the way you think.
It's a great way, and then we can capitalize on the fact that we created the Kong cut.
Mm-hmm. We are the Kong cut.
We are. We can sell it to people because we came up with the word copy wrong.
But this is only in the case that Godzilla dies or Kong dies.
And then
need to start a movement.
We'll get our lawyers involved, which we have lawyers.
Very real ones.
Very real. Very good ones, and two, if whoever creates these movies is listening.
It's this little small lawyer firm called Nelson and Murdoch. I don't know if you heard of them. They know what they're doing, and they're very, very, very real. No need to doubt that.
Legitimate business. And if you don't listen to them,
it's over for you.
Yeah, bad things happen to people, I heard, if you don't listen to them.
Yeah, they've taken some very interesting clients. One of them by the name of Frank Castle. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's also a very real guy. Looks a lot like the actor John Bernthal, but a very real guy.
Yeah. Might be a stunt double at some point in time.
Could have been. Mm-hmm. But yeah, John, Godzilla versus Kong.
Godzilla versus
Kong. No, Kong Skull Island. I'm
sorry.
My mind dwells on Godzilla versus Kong in the incredible anticipation that I forget that we're reviewing some true cinema.
Mm-hmm. What happens when Kong versus Godzilla starts out, right? See the opening? It's opening, right? All of a sudden, wham, cuts, right? And then goes into Cars 6, Gran Turismo, and all of a sudden it's Mater, but he's a Lamborghini, and he's speeding around a racetrack for 6 hours, and that's the movie.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. Speaking of cars, did you hear they're actually doing a TV show about Lightning and Mater doing a road trip around the country? It coming out in 2023.
I mean,
I gotta
I'm
admit,
not opposed.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to this. As long as it's not another movie.
No.
Another Cars movie.
Again, first Cars is the definition of a cinema.
Yes, it is indeed.
But then the second one...
Don't know.
...is even better.
Wait,
no.
Which one's the second
Cars
one?
2 is the spy movie one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. I saw a TikTok, I kid you not, last week. It was the picture of this... It was just this guy saying... Imagine going to a toy fair in 2008 and getting called into a room with Pixar, and they want to make a Cars 2, but have no clue what to make it on, so they ask you and your friend, who are like 5 years old, and you say, make it a spy movie. So we can thank a 5-year-old child at a toy fair for Cars 2.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. Cars 2 is the one with the Finn McMissile, voiced by Michael Caine.
That hurts. And isn't Mater a spy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how'd they
I haven't
choose
seen that movie in so long. Probably since like 2013. But Cars 3 isn't bad. It's not as good as the first one, I don't think. But it's like by a long shot, but not bad. And I think continuing the story in a TV show will actually suit it better.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And have you seen Mater's Tall Tales?
Oh, yes.
Those defined my childhood. And I am so happy that all of them are on Disney+. Mm-hmm. It's just instant serotonin.
He's got some good stories to tell. And the fact that he was able to share them with us is a gift from the gods.
Amen.
Amen.
Mater is a G.
He is a G.
Surprised this is the episode we're talking about Cars and not the Soul episode, which was 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so going back to what you're talking about, Godzilla vs. Kong, let's start with like a cut. I think they should show us like 30 seconds of the fight or so, and then cut, and we get the whole backstory. I think that's an easy way to draw in your audience. And if that happens, I feel like that actually is very plausible if the movie starts with a couple seconds of the fight. If that happens, what do we do?
I don't know.
I think we celebrate.
Yeah, I think the audience... Actually, wait, is this going to take place in a theater? No, it won't.
It's releasing on HBO Max and in theaters on the same day.
I feel like if you do go to the theaters, you're going to hear a lot of people screaming. Like maybe their fists collide. Like all of a sudden Godzilla uses his fist instead of his mouth, and their fists collide.
Wow, that'd be pretty powerful.
And then it cuts, and then it's like, this is how it happened, this is how it happened, and it's Morgan Freeman.
No, it's like freeze frame, record scratch, and like Godzilla starts talking. See that lizard? That's me. But let me tell you how we got to this point. Rewind.
Who would voice Godzilla? Who would you choose to voice Godzilla?
That's such a difficult question. I hate being put on the spot like this. I think Morgan Freeman would be a very good option, like you just said, but I don't know if he can have that boom to his voice that Godzilla has.
Yeah, I know.
Who would you say?
Maybe make one of them Arnold Schwarzenegger and the other one Sylvester Stallone.
Oh! I think Stallone would be Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
And Schwarzenegger would be Kong.
Oh, yeah. I see where you're going with that. I see.
I like that. But did you see the runtime apparently got leaked, and it's only an hour and 52 minutes long?
That's a disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Unless if the entire movie's the fight, in which case it's not a disappointment, but I know for a fact that it's not.
If they can make it work, I applaud them.
Yeah.
Which I think they can. I have hope for this movie. I'm really excited, but I hope they can make it work with big monkey versus dinosaur lizard.
Yeah, if they can't make it work,
they're
going down to the studio.
I think they can. I think they can make it work.
Where is their studio?
It's Warner Brothers, right? Oh, it's Warner Brothers! In case anyone doesn't know, this is a joke. Myself, John, and our friend Charlie plan on burning down Warner Brothers headquarters and committing arson, as a joke, for undisclosed reasons.
Amber Heard.
And
Did
Johnny
she get fired?
Nope, there were rumors that she was getting fired from Aquaman 2, and that Emilia Clarke had signed on to replace her, but then that got debunked.
But that would have been like the greatest thing ever.
It literally would have been the best recast of all time.
Like Emilia Clarke, that's just you just went from B tier actor to A plus tier.
You
actor.
went from really an F tier actor to
Oh yeah, you're right.
S tier, nearly an S tier. I actually haven't seen her in anything other than Solo, but I think she would be very good in that role because anyone would. I could sign on as Mara. You could.
You could.
And it would be better than Amber Heard.
One time I saw Jason Momoa, and this dude was huge, right? I went to this place in near Joshua Park in California.
Wait, you've actually met Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
Or not met,
but I said hi to him, and he said hi back, but I didn't realize that it was actually him.
No way, this is Cap.
So...
No way that I'm just hearing about this now.
Alright, so basically, Joshua Tree National Park, you know where that is?
Yeah, that's like the desert in California, right?
Oh, yeah. So we were doing that. It was pretty fun. Then we went to this small little place that my parents didn't tell me that actors go there sometimes, but they said, like, you know, it's out in the middle of nowhere, and they're not kidding. There's, like, nothing next to it. Burgers there, by the way, were delicious, but sitting right next to us, like, on the next table over, was him.
Wait.
And coming out of the bathroom, or I went to the bathroom, then I went out of the bathroom, and he was going into the bathroom, and for some reason, he was just so big and tall that I said hi to him instead of excuse me or something like that. And he said, like, oh, hi, and then I walked past him, and then my parents showed me a picture of, like, what he's been in, which at the time wasn't up.
When was this?
This was like 2016 or something.
Okay.
Hold up.
Yeah, so he had been in Batman vs. Superman for like 3 seconds. But not a ton else.
I had
know
no idea.
he was in like the first season of Game of Thrones, right?
Yes. Yeah, he was Khal Drogo. Oh wait, it was was this 2017? I guess it was 2017. 2017.
So I just got a notification. Someone commented on our post saying, "Who even watches this?" This person's name is J Smith 646773. He has 1 follower and is following 2 people, and has 1 post where it's just a picture of nothing, and he tagged Life Simulator app.
I'm so confused. Did he get us like on his like page one time and then?
I don't know.
Because I just looked at it now as well. What a rude human! Everyone listens to this podcast.
Yes, we have 28 more followers than he does. So, boom.
Yeah, boom.
Boom.
We got him.
We got him. We're growing.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, this is a trend that we're trending, actually.
As always.
As always, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're a movement.
But yeah, I think... Is that it for this week, John? We talked about Big Monkey a good bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's a good segue, considering we're just bringing up our social medias. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at divingdeep_pod. And if you're more into Twitter, you can find me at ScottyO365. And you can find John at JohnBird35165518. I've been one of your hosts, Scotty. This has been John. John, what do you got to say?
Yeah. I'm just going to say, have a lovely week, and we'll see you next time.
Mm-hmm. Come back next week. We'll be talking about Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Have an excellent week, and we will see you in the next one, as John just said.